Namaskar and a very good morning. Welcome to the audio cast from Kotak Securities. I'm your host and guide, Anindya Bannerjee. Asian stock markets are trading in the green. Asian currencies are trading slightly weaker against the dollar. Dollar index be slightly upward because the US bond yields have jumped. I will come to that later. But first about the geopolitical scenario in the Taiwan Straits. Overnight, no major escalations have happened, but the war of words continue, and China has imposed several kinds of trade restrictions with Taiwan. But जब तक कोई major military confrontation हो नहीं रहा है, तब तक the market is not going to pay much attention to this. But this is a risk we need to monitor. Now coming back to the spike in the US bond yields. Yesterday, 3 of the Fed's policymakers or Fed members, they sounded very hawkish. And उसके बाद 2 चीज़ हुआ. एक, the odds for a 75 basis point hike in September jumped. And second, the odds for Fed cutting rates during the first half of next calendar year, that is 2023, has reduced dramatically. Because what the Fed members have said is basically the Fed will continue to hike as it is doing. And after that, they may pause for a while. Now, pause for a while is very different from reversing immediately and cutting rates. That's exactly what the market was pricing in. Market ka pricing ye tha. Fed will now slow down the pace of hikes and finally it will stop hiking. And then sometime during the first half of next year, they will cut rates. Now, those expectations or those pricing has undergone a change overnight, and जिससे कारण we have seen a bounce in the dollar overall. Dollar-Rupee bhi offshore mein, which traded as low as 78.30 or even below that on the spot reference, is now trading around 78.60, 62 levels, which means roughly flat. And if this is exactly where it opens, then the August 26th future should be opening flat as well, around 80 levels. Now, what is the path forward? Indian rupee still has strong momentum of appreciation, but we may see the RBI step in, because there were reports from the interbank market and price action was indicating that there was some kind of a sticky buyer in the market, because dollar rupee was trying to go down, but suddenly it stopped falling around 78, 50, 60 at the spot level. Technically as well, 78.5 is a support, so that has held. Now the question is, can rupee punch through 78.5? It definitely has the momentum. There will be a lot of exporter selling as well. The FPI flows, though not major, but at least there are no outflows. Carry trade, some bit of support may come in. Nothing major over there. So it has to be basically the speculative bets which has to drive the dollar rupee down, or exporter selling which has to be significant. But एक फैक्टर और है जो हम लोगों ने अभी मेंशन किया कि RBI, if RBI steps in heavily to recoup their lost reserves, then it will be difficult for dollar rupee to push through. But अगर price action को देखें तो 70.5 becomes a critical support level. कल का भी वो लो था. In case the dollar rupee spot begins to trade and sustain below 78.5, the next support level is way down towards 77.80 or even 77.70 levels. Spot level के हिसाब से बात कर रहे हैं. August 26th futures is roughly 16 to 18 paisa above spot. So accordingly you can figure out the support level. But spot के हिसाब से 78.5 के नीचे अगर sustain हुआ, the next major support doesn't come in before 77.80 or 77.70 levels. That's a 1% decline. That doesn't mean it has to fall like that, because as we all know, this is not a freely traded market, so you just cannot take price levels on the chart and go accordingly. You have to understand RBI is a major player and they are not going to act like a speculator. Their behavior is completely different. So therefore, when you are trading this market, charts are just one of the inputs, and the levels over there are just soft and very soft targets, not hard targets over there. So this is the overall structure of the market. Now how to play. We'll be watchful here. अगर 70.5 hold कर जाता है over the next couple of sessions, then we may see a bounce back, a corrective pullback. But generally, क्या होता है? The speculators then start to cover their shorts, and we see a bounce back. So we have to see if it holds up or not. If it holds up, then we could see a bounce. So one can play a long trade. But if you are going long on dollar, be careful. Maintain a stop below. On the futures, I would say 78, 65 के नीचे. You need to have a stop on the August 26 futures, because if it breaks down, then you're against the larger trend. Otherwise, in case it breaks down below 78, 65 kind of levels on the futures and 78.5 on the spot, then you can attempt fresh shorts even, because then it's basically an indication that the downtrend is extending and it can go further down. So this is the trade as of now. So you have to be quite nimble and quite flexible. It's around a major support level, showed the first sign of bounce, so you can attempt longs if you want to, but don't have a large position, because this is a counter trend trade. So when you're doing a counter trend trade, you should have smaller positions, not larger positions in the market. Cross currencies there are no major triggers as of now. The next big trigger will be the Bank of England policy meeting. That's tomorrow evening, which is going to impact the GBP pairs as we speak. So GBP dollar and GBP INR. And yen INR may open gap down because of a sharp reversal overnight. So that's it, folks. This is Anindya Bannerjee signing off. A fantastic day ahead.